In this video, I will give you a shocking update about the status of the Chinese automobile market. We will talk about how each company is doing and also show you some shocking quality issues with some of these guys. And of course, this is all being truthful. What I'm seeing here on the ground here in China, it's important to know about NIO, but it's also important to know about the competitors. How are the competitors doing? So here we have the weekly insurance registrations for the previous week, and we can clearly see at number one spot we have Leap Motor with 13,900 insurance registrations in one single week at the top of the spot, and they are succeeding because they are copying Li Auto's formula: hybrids with big fridge, big TV, comfortable sofa, but at a very, very cheap price. They're sucking away a lot of the customers from Li Auto, and they're seeing a lot of success. Xiaomi cars. Xiaomi, well, their design has attracted a lot of customers, but however, their autonomous pilot, autopilot, and also their quality hasn't really been top notch. And here in China, if you say anything about it, you get silenced. If you post anything about it, it gets taken down. And of course, if you try to sue them, you're not going to succeed because they have like more lawyers than sales reps. So Xiaomi is doing really well, even though the quality isn't exactly top notch. Now, Harmony OS, their cars like Aito, Stellato, and those guys, they're quite expensive, but they're seeing quite a lot of success. They also specialize in hybrid vehicles, so you can tell they're at the number 3 spot at 11,700 deliveries in one single week. Now, let's move on to Li Auto. Li Auto, their pure electric vehicle, has seen a slow start, of course, with the i8 not doing too well. And quite recently, they've seen a lot of quality issues across all their L series lineups when it comes to sound, like weird noises that relates to the axle. So here, take a listen to this.
你看这声，后边咣咣的，再往右打死。
Yeah, that ain't good, man. And a lot of those owners are pissed. They're damn pissed. They want refunds, but of course, they ain't gonna get a refund. So yeah, apparently it's just a quality issue with the axles, and all they can do is go get it fixed and get it replaced. So, and it's not limited to like one particular L series car. It's like across all the L series cars from L6 all the way to L9. So hopefully they can get that fixed soon, but you can clearly tell, they ain't using the best quality materials, right? And, you might break your ankle, if you know what I mean. But they're still doing fairly well because they are the OG of the EREV, and people do see it as, if you go for EREV, you buy a Li Auto car. So you got to give them props for still selling quite well. Of course, they're cheating with gasoline. Now, moving on, we have Xpeng, 8,400 per week. Xpeng has really taken a big rise recently, and their strategy has been to offer great, compelling products with very high-tech features at a very, very affordable price. Banger price. And, they do have some revolutionary designs and that kind of stuff, and it does attract a lot of people, and more particularly because of their competitive pricing and tech, they are attracting a lot of BYD buyers. People looking for a cheap, easy to drive vehicle that gets you from point A to B with lots of tech features, that charges fast, has great autonomous pilot. They are buying the Xpeng. Okay, more particularly the Xpeng Mona MO3. My wife's best friend bought that car, despite me trying to convince her to buy a NIO. Yeah. However, of course, here in China, we got to report some of the not so good stuff. With Xpeng, they are also suffering some quality issues, not across all the models, just the P7 Plus in particular. And that's not the new P7, that's the 2024 version of the P7. And, well, what is it? Let me show you. Well, apparently the steering assist motor has exposed wiring, which means if there's rain or rainwater, there's going to be rain damage and you can lose steering assist like whenever you're driving, like randomly. That means that without steering assist, you basically have to yank the steering wheel with all your strength just to turn the car, which is very, very difficult. You can see the left is the old wiring, the right is the new wiring. The left one has a lot of exposed parts, and rain damage, water damage is going to cause it to malfunction. And yeah, so a lot of P7 Plus owners are also pissed. They are angry. They want refund. Some people have even suffered the steering motor failure on the road. And it's pretty scary because you have to use so much strength to turn the wheels, and you kind of can't steer. You can only go straight. So, well, Xpeng apparently is offering nothing, all right? If you have it fail on you, then you can go get it, somehow get the car to the service center and get it repaired. But if you have the exposed wiring, it's exposed, they're not going to do anything for you. You can go and fix it if it breaks. So that's their policy. But of course, that's just that. So moving on, of course, NIO. What's going on with NIO? NIO's doing quite well, right? Main sort of products that they're selling, competitive products. We got the Anvo L60, Anvo L90, and then the Firefly and NIO ES8 and ET9, of course. And then the 5566, a little bit outdated, but still selling with competitive pricing. So doing quite well. I think the biggest problem right now, and NIO's president said this himself, is that 40% of the people that don't buy a NIO, that chose something else instead of a NIO, said the fear of bankruptcy is the main reason. So 40% of customers said that. And that just means that if we get profitable in Q4, then that's going to open the floodgates to more sales, right? People are going to be confident in buying a NIO, which you should be. And right now, if you see what some of the competitors sales reps are saying, especially like Li Auto sales reps, when customers say, "Hey, I'm also looking at a NIO or an Anvo L90 or ES8," the sales reps don't attack the product because in terms of the product, NIO is way better, right? There's nothing to say about the product. They attack the balance sheet. They tell the customers, NIO's not doing too well. They're losing so much money. They might go under. That kind of stuff, causing fear, right? They're spreading fear on these customers to scare them away from buying a NIO. And, that's a pretty evil thing to do, to be honest. Yeah, but They say that, and they tell you, hey, look at Hi-Fi, look at Weltmeister, these guys, you don't have service after their the company's gone bankrupt. Do you want to experience that yourself? So, damn. So you can imagine, and it's working. You can imagine if this all of a sudden they can't use that tactic anymore, there's going to be a whole lot more buyers that will buy a NIO vehicle, which is very, very nice. Now going down the list of the other guys. Deepal, they have hybrids. They're selling pretty well. Voyat at number 8, 3,800 per week. They have like MPVs that are selling pretty well. Zeekr, pure electric vehicles, they're just doing okay. And then number 10, ArcFox. Surprisingly, they haven't gone under. Lots of people thought they were going to go under, but they're selling cars to taxis and that kind of stuff. Denza, also surviving. Avatar number 12, 2,200. Their cars are pretty niche. A lot of people that buy them are like basically looking for unique design, so to speak. And then number 13, IM Motors, not doing too well, 1,200 per week. They are, sort of aiming at NIO's market share and pricing, but honestly, their products, are just good, but not great. Right? And then at number 14, we have Rising Auto, 100 per week. They're definitely not doing too well. They also have battery swap, but they don't have battery swap at scale. And why would you buy their car when you can buy like an Envo vehicle? So it just doesn't make sense to buy their vehicle at all. So that's the whole entire situation of the market of these vehicles. Of course, with Tesla and BYD, they're still selling really well. Tesla's, man, the Model YL sold out here in China. People are buying it. There's still a lot of stereotype that Western stuff, Western goods are the best. So that's why people are still buying the Model Y, even though, from an outsider's perspective, you would think NIO is so much better in terms of quality and stuff. But people still have the stereotype that Western stuff is the best, so people still buy Model Y. And then in terms of BYD, the pricing for BYD vehicles has just gone down so much. They're just fully embraced in this price war, and their vehicles are just dirt cheap basically, and they're doing fairly well as well. But definitely losing some market share to Xpeng primarily, and then Leap Motor as well, and NIO as well. So yeah, that's it for this video. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, peace out.